Alright, so welcome to Dark Souls Remastered in the name of Great Games Done Slow, an charity event for checkpoint.org, an organization that helps promote mental health through gaming. So we're gonna have a nice, slow, laid-back exploration of the world of Dark Souls together, and we're going to be making a new character here together today. Let's see. I know I want to be playing a holy warrior type. I just need to decide if I'm going to start as a knight or cleric. Let's see. Knight's got fairly decent faith. Both have good strength. Actually, the cleric is stronger than the knight. That's interesting. Okay, let's go cleric. Gift, master key. Of course. Oh, that physique is fine. That's our name, obviously. Let's see. Nothing wrong with being common. I'll be a commoner. I mean, most of these hairstyles look the same anyway. Curly, why not? There we go. There's our cleric. I know, I was actually surprised that Dark Souls was listed for the mental health as well, but there's actually, on the Great Games Done Slow website, there's actually a list of recommended games, and they're given categories explaining why they're recommended. And Dark Souls was recommended for the purposes of resilience. So I think that makes sense in its own way. Plus, it's actually a good game to explore at a slow pace, because, I mean, I know a lot of people rush through this game, but you don't have to. You can take your time. You can, you know, fight calmly, explore the world. A lot of little nooks and crannies to look around at. Oh, we didn't get to see it. Yeah. There we go.
In the age of ancients, the world was unformed, shrouded by fog. A land of grey crags.
Dark Souls is definitely a good game to show the world that you will not give up.
But then there was fire. And with fire came disparity.
Also, by the way, there's a... If you look below the stream, below the Great Games Done Slow logo, there is, I put in a number of links there that don't appear for some reason to be clickable, but you can always copy and paste them. There's a number of links there to information about mental health and various resources.
Then from the
you want to see the Checkpoint series if you're not already familiar with it.
And found the souls of
mental health resources, all sorts of stuff in there that's useful. Including a link that can be used to donate if you want to help out with the cause.
Nito.
It all goes to Checkpoint, though, not me. I'm not asking for money for me.
The Witch of Izalith and her daughters of Chaos. Gwyn, the Lord of Sunlight.
And if you're watching this on YouTube or BitChute later on, then feel free to just hit up the checkpoint.org website yourself. Hey Aaron, how you doing today? A woo to you too, my friend.
With the strength of lords, they challenged the dragons. Gwyn's mighty bolts peeled apart their stone scales. The witches
You know, you don't see very many dragons that are covered in stone in many other game worlds.
Leto unleashed a miasma of death and disease. And Seath, the Scaleless, betrayed his own, and the dragons were no more.
Except for him. And those other ones we'll be seeing in the game. You know, close enough.
Thus began the Age of Fire. But soon the flames will fade, and only dark will remain.
So Aaron, sounds like you've had a tiring week there, have you? Tough at work or what?
There are only embers. And man sees not light, but only endless nights. And amongst the living are seen carriers of the accursed dark side.
You know, I might be a little worried if I had a actively burning circle on my skin, but I don't know. I guess that's why they go crazy.
Yes, indeed. The dark sign brands the undead. And in this land, the undead are corralled and led to the north.
It's nice to have a good frame rate on this game for a change. Aaron, I'm sorry to hear your dad's in the hospital again, though. I hope you'll be okay.
To await the end of the world. This is your fate.
That doesn't look like some good health either. Ah, he's coming home tomorrow? Nice. That's good to hear. Hey, buddy. I believe your name's Oscar. Thank you, friend. Thank you for dropping that shiny butt down to me. I guess we know where this guy's keeping the key. Yeesh. Okay. Let's see. It seems to be pretty good. By the way, I've played the original game before, but I haven't played the remastered version before. You will hear me commenting about it a little bit here and there. So what's different about it? Now, the rough thing about this is the very first time I ever played this game, I was still getting used to what it looked like, what item pickups looked like, and I almost walked right past, actually I shouldn't say almost, I did walk right past my initial weapon. So I ended up in a real fight with just this little broken sword thing. And that guy took forever to beat with this thing. But I've played a lot of Dark Souls since then, and now I know better. And Kindle. Thank you. Of course, I don't have a Nestus Flask yet, but we will soon. And no thank you. Goodbye. I'm out of here. We will fight you later. When we have something other than a broken hilt in our hand. wonder why they call it an east-west shield. What does that mean? So I was chasing this guy. And I was like, well, went right past my mace that other time. It was incredibly unfortunate. Some of that. I don't think there's anything we can do. Actually, wait, is there an item over here? I don't even remember. But this great game's done slow, so we are going to take our time and explore. Even though we've been through this game before, we will have a nice look around. Just take it easy. There's no hurry. No stress here today. In fact, this giant boulder won't even stress us out. Because we know it's coming. I'll kill this guy before I talk to our friend, though, because I don't want him interrupting us. Come on, you jerk. There we go. Hey, Oscar, buddy, you okay?
Oh, you. You're no hollow. Thank goodness. I'm done for, I'm afraid. I'll die soon, then lose my sanity. I wish to ask something of you. You and I, we're both undead. Hear me out, will you? Regrettably, I have failed in my mission, but perhaps you can keep the torch lit. There is an old saying in my family. Thou who art undead art chosen, and thine exodus from the undead asylum maketh pilgrimage to the land of ancient lords. When thou ringeth the bell of awakening, the fate of the undead thou shalt know. Well, now you know.
That's a strange saying to pass down in a family, isn't it?
With hope in my heart. Oh, one more thing. Here, take this. An Estus flask, an undead favorite.
We...
And this. Now I must bid farewell. I would hate to harm you after death. So go now, and thank you.
You know what? Let's turn up the volume a little bit. Sounds a teeny bit quiet. Where is it? There. At least the voices are anyway. Try that. I'll do it again.
Now I must bid farewell. I would hate to harm you after death. So go now, and thank you.
Thanks for the key, my friend. You go to your rest. He dies there, why can't you take his weapon and armor? And that sound effect was heard, by the way, if you're not familiar with Dark Souls. That is the sound of somebody dying. And he's gone. Why can't we take his weapon and armor? That is an excellent question. Mechanically, I don't know why we can't. On the other hand, it's respectful of us not to. But I don't know why they're physically stopping us, technically. Unless talisman. Medium for casting miracles of the gods. Canvas talisman is for clerics on pilgrimage. Now we can do this. Raise the sun. Oh. 1, 2, 6. There we go. Hey, doggo, you made it. How you doing? Do you have good sleep? Just in time for the big plunge. Nothing really to do in that other room right now, so let's just go for it. Hey buddy, remember me? When I was fleeing from your massiveness? Well, I've got a weapon now, so let's play. Now it is possible, from what I understand, I've never done it myself, but from what I hear, if you kill him with just the, when he first shows up, when all you've got is the broken sword hilt, it's just 2 damage at a time to him, by the way. But if you manage to kill him with that, you get his hammer, I am told. Never done it because I have no interest in doing that kind of an activity, but for those of you out there who like difficult challenges and rewards, that might be of interest to you. Yeah, Doggo, you do have to commit real hard. You know, like I think you have to hit him like 100 times or so, or something. Like you're shaving off a pixel or 2 of his health with each hit. Also, you don't have your Estus Flask by then either, so you can't heal yourself. Even if you're cleric, you don't have your talisman yet. So you got to hit him a ridiculous number of times, and you can never heal yourself.
Only
that is not a challenge for me.
In the ancient legends, it is stated that one day an undead shall be chosen.
Hi, buddy. Oh, game over, everybody. We're dead.
To leave the undead asylum in pilgrimage to the land of the ancient lords. Lordran.
Doggo, you missed my story earlier about how the very first time I played this game, I didn't recognize what the little glowing swirl on the ground that indicates there's an item to pick up. First time I played it, it took me a little bit of time to realize that was an item. And, you know that archer that runs away from you at the beginning? I chased him down with my broken sword and walked right past my mace. And didn't pick it up. So I ended up having to fight my first real fight with the broken sword when I was supposed to have had my real weapon, and I didn't. It was brutal. Absolutely brutal. Yeah, Aaron is the messenger of Odin. I don't know if that was Hugin or Munin, but he got big. Okay, let's see. Have some endurance. And more strumpf.
Well, what do we have here? You must be a new arrival. Let me guess.
Must be.
Fate of the undead, right? Well, you're not the first. But there's no salvation here. You'd have done better to rot in the undead asylum. But too late now.
Nice to meet you too.
Well, since you're here, let me help you out. There are actually 2 bells of awakening. One's up above in the undead church. The other is far, far below, in the ruins at the base of Blighttown. Ring them both, and something happened. Brilliant, right? Not much to go on.
I like it when something happens.
But I have a feeling that won't stop you. So, off you go. It is why you came, isn't it? To this accursed land of the undead?
And yeah, Raven, I know Hugin and Munin are only 2 of his ravens, but they're like the 2 best known ones. Okay, I know you have more dialogue, but I don't want to stand here talking to you all day. So I'll talk to you again in a second. Grab this, though. Poor guy.
Ah, your face. You're practically hollow. But who knows? Going
Getting there.
hollow could solve quite a bit. What? Restoring your humanity? Well, there are a few ways to go about it. Collect it bit by bit from corpses. Or you can butter up a cleric and get yourself summoned. And the quickest way, although I'd never do it, is to kill a healthy undead and pillage its humanity. Coveting thy neighbor is only human, after all.
You're not supposed to covet your neighbor. You're supposed to covet your neighbor's things. And you're not supposed to do that either, really.
What are you looking at? Don't try anything clever. You might regret it. What? You want to hear more?
I want some more, sir.
That's all we need. Another inquisitive soul. Well, listen carefully then. One of the bells is up above in the Undead church, but the lift is broken. You'll have to climb the stairs up the ruins and access the Undead Burg through the waterway. The other bell is back down below the Undead Burg, within the plague-infested Blighttown. But I'd die again before I step foot in that cesspool.
Alright, and also it occurs to me that this is the perfect time to grab a little something here. Now since we are playing a cleric, there's actually an excellent weapon for faith builds just down here. Now the thing is, we are going to die in the process of getting it. But I've only got 139 souls, so I'm not really going to lose anything. And you need the master key to be able to do it this early in the game, by the way. Which we have. So let's go and get that, shall we? We will smash all of the pots, because that is what we do. We could kill these guys, but there's no real point. As we're about to lose our souls anyway. So, we can open this key door. Normally, this is supposed to be the exit later when you get out of Blighttown. But with the master key, you can open it from the other side. So we're going to go sneak an item. Now that's the way to Blighttown over there. We're not going to be going there for a while. But that's the back exit out of Blighttown. More than Zelda then smashing class. Yep. We have learned from Link. Apparently. So this screen is tearing like nuts. Hold on, I think I need to enable VSync, which is rare. VSync does not normally seem to be required. Actually, I don't know if that will enable on the fly or not, though. Alright. We've got this big undead dragon over here. Now, Dark Souls, one thing Dark Souls loves to do is sort of show not tell style storytelling. Oh, there's a dead dragon here. And a couple of items and what looks like a dead person. When we get closer to that person, we will see that it is a dead knight. So, it's sort of implied that this knight died fighting this dragon, but also took the dragon down with him? Question mark? So we're going to go take this knight's gear. And when we do, spoiler alert for something that's going to happen 10 seconds from now, the dragon's going to get up and attack us because it's undead and not completely dead. And it is probably going to kill us, because it can kill us in one shot. And I've never managed to dodge its attacks correctly. But we're going to get these items before we die. And that's why we're here. I don't care if I die at this point, because we won't really lose much of anything. There we go. See, I didn't know what the timing of his bite was like. So we are dead. That was part of the plan. I mean, sure, I would have gotten away. I would have left alive if I had managed to successfully do so, but I don't really care. But what we got is a nicer shield. Let's see. Weighs 2 more pounds compared to my old shield, but the weighs a little less. Okay. Let's see. Magic's worse, lightning's worse, but the physical and fire are much better. And the sword is straight sword. Now, for anybody who's watching it, I'm going to assume most people watching this know a little bit about Dark Souls already, but in case there's anybody watching this now or later as a VOD that isn't familiar with Dark Souls, different weapons scale differently with your stats, which means they get different bonuses. If you look at Param bonus on the left there, underneath the attack ratings, it tells us which of our stat boosts the damage on this weapon. For our mace, we got a picture of a guy flexing with B, so that means strength has B scaling on it, and nothing else affects it. So on the Astora's straight sword, we have strength of C, which is worse, but also dexterity of C and faith of C. So we're going to lose... Actually, we're going to lose a lot because I think I don't have the requirements. Yeah, I don't... I'm 1 point of dexterity... Oh, 2 points of dexterity too low to use it right now. Which means I'll get a massive damage penalty. But you'll see that it has a magic rating. Because it is a divine sword. So once we level up 2 more times, we can start using that, and then we will have a sword that does physical damage and magic damage. Proper clerical slash holy knight slash paladin type of weapon. Now there's one other thing I want to do in this area, which is also very dangerous, so we're going to do that as well while we don't have any souls to lose. I will be reading descriptions and stuff if you like there, Doggo. Let's read the description of those weapons we were just talking about. So the mace we have. Okay. Iron hammer with a protrusive pummel. Standard weapon for clerics. This simple bladeless strike weapon is effective against most foes. You can break the guard of a shield. However, one miss leaves one wide open because it's a bit slow. Astora's straight sword. Now, Astora, this sounds like it's a person, but Astora is actually a country. Known for their holy knights, which is why they have this holy sword. Straight sword of an unknown knight, likely one of Astora's superiors. High quality weapon with a powerful blessing. Another reason why that's important is there are a few enemies in this game, not very many, but there are some undead, by which I mean not undead like we are, but undead like skeletons and zombies. Mindless undead. That will get back up again after you defeat them. Or, in some cases, there are necromancers that will continually resurrect them, no matter how many times we kill them. But if I kill them with a divine weapon, such as this sword, that will prevent that, and it won't happen. So here's another spot where we're very likely to die. I want to get a weapon that will be useful for us, honestly, much later, actually. But we're at a point in the game where there's really nothing to lose right now anyway, so I might as well grab it while I'm here, if I can. That way, it'll be ready for us as soon as our stats are ready to wield it. Which is a nice, big, honking sword that I want for later. I want a big, massive two-handed weapon. And I'm gonna make it into a holy weapon later. Fine. Oh, rude. Oh, well, there he goes. That works out. Okay, let's see. Also, I should check my weight. What is my equip load? 14 out of 50. Okay, good. That's another thing for people to know if you're not familiar with Dark Souls. The more you wear, the less speed you will have. If I go above half of my equipment load, so therefore 25 out of 50, it will slow me down, my dodging will suffer. It will be a bad time. We don't want to do that. We need to keep an eye on that as we go. Come on. That's okay. Like I said, I knew we were going to die there anyway. Not a concern. Okay, give me 1 second here.